The M3 and M4 are out, now it's the M2's turn. Let's get into it on Mountain Roads. We are 10 episodes in, and at the end of this video, I'll be sharing a quick plan of where Mountain Roads is going. So if you're not sure what you've gotten into, or what you're getting into, stick around and see what you think. We're trying something new this time, and not hitting the engine first. This is a BMW, so there's a huge question we have to address. Will the 2022 M2 get the new BMW Grille? If these spy shots are anything to go off, we think that answer will be no. Doing a quick comparison of shots with the M3 and M4, we can see where the grilles may be different. The biggest tell seems to be the sensor pod location. On the M2, it seems to be at the bottom center, whereas on the M3 and M4, it's offset on the bottom left. This positioning on the M2 would seem to prohibit the larger BMW grille. Second, although it may be circumstantial, we can see larger openings on the camo for the M3 and M4 to feed air through the larger openings compared to the M2. And lastly, if this leak is really of the new 2 Series, we can see it has the smaller grille, which we think would follow over to the M2. If the M2 doesn't have the big grille, then what's it going to look like? Here are some renders of some possibilities. I know which one I like. Let me know if you like any of them down in the comments below. And here's one more render. I think it's pretty cool, even though I know it has no chance of looking like this. Now onto the engine. And we think we know that the M2's engine will be a detuned version of the S58 twin-turbo N96 found in the new M3 and M4. We think we know that this engine should have at least 405 horsepower, which is the current output from the M2 competition. The current M2 also uses the detuned version of the S55 twin-turbo N96 from the F80, M3, and M4, so we think that this follows through with the S58. We think we know power for this S58 will come in at about 420 horsepower. This leaves a nice gap between the M2 and the core M3 and M4 with 473 horsepower. We think we know a competition and CS model will become available and fill in this gap. The rumor has it that the next CS model could have upwards of 450 horsepower, but nothing is confirmed. For the transmission, we think we know that the 2022 BMW M2 will receive both a 6-speed manual and an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic, with both of these transmissions being linked to rear-wheel drive. If you caught my first episode, I mentioned I had no idea what Mountain Roads was going to look like. But after 10 episodes, I've had some time to think about things going forward. But first, I'd just like to say a big thank you to everybody that subscribed and tuned in. The response has been way beyond what I expected. Going forward, I'm going to continue with the future vehicle previews. I enjoy doing them, and the response has been great. I'm going to try to keep them spread across the automotive industry, so cars, trucks, SUVs, EVs, everything will be fair game. Also going forward, I'm going to try to do some vlogging. It'll be automotive related. I have some ideas, and I'm just trying to figure out how to make them entertaining. I like Stradman, Shmee, Sheepy Race, and a bunch of others, so that may give you an idea of what I'm thinking. Kind of. So yes, some vlogging will start to creep into future episodes. I hope I haven't scared you away. Stay tuned for more. If you haven't already, check out some other upcoming vehicles. There are some great ones coming. Until next time, stay safe out there.